what good or bad things are you doing to your body now? And how do you view your body in a world of unrealistic body expectations? Which again, I feel like we've covered that, but if there's something else you want to say to add or anything else that you haven't said.
No, I think I've answered it. I'm like trying to think if there's anything else.
Well, Stacy, tell us you're working ridiculous hours on a set.
Mm-hmm.
So you're working what, 14? I mean, obviously with the quarantine, everybody's being really safe, or with the COVID, everybody's being really safe, but you're still spending a lot of time on set. You were just on a set.
Yeah, I was shooting this past weekend, and I think I remember when I got on set in December. I haven't been on set for so long. It was 12-hour days. I was like, whew, man, it's been a minute since I've been on my feet for 12 hours. Usually I'm just watching a movie and snacking.
Right.
But,
And that's the thing. And there's not really a lot of healthy options on a set. And you have to have endurance to be on your feet and stamina to stay awake, and be focused. So how did you deal with that being back?
Well, because towards the end of December, I got like a personal trainer because I was like, I need a jump start to getting back into my routine. And I remember she was like, you need to eat. Because I get so busy, I forget to eat. And I'm trying to remind myself, it's like, you need the fuel for the crazy schedule you have. So I've been trying to like remind myself to eat. And even my roommates are like, eat, did you eat today? I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot to eat. So it's definitely trying to be more intentional of like eating. Because I think sometimes, you get so distracted by like trying to finish this work, and I'm like, trying to write these scripts and doing all these things, but also like, trying to put up some personal projects and like finish other projects and stuff. So I think, I'm just trying to eat 3 times a day.
And that's refreshing to hear you say, because, again, going back to that misconception of, if somebody's, doesn't meet a standard of being like a certain body image, then they're considered lazy, or they don't work out, or they should eat less, as opposed no, I should eat 3 normal meals a day because I need sustenance and fuel to do my day. It's kind of going back to what you were saying too, Mia, like, you still need to eat, you can't just, because even if you're like, even you have the idea of getting too skinny, but this idea of, I don't know, we can't make food the enemy.
Well, I need to not make the food my friend as well. Because, she talks about she gets stressed out and she thinks she forgets to eat. I'm always thinking about eating. I'm always like, where's the food? Where's the snacks? I'm having to constantly have this battle with myself of, don't put the cookies in your mouth, girl.
Cookie. Me love cookie.
Just don't do it. You had a healthy breakfast. You were going to have a healthy lunch. You're going to have a healthy dinner. Don't eat the cookies. Stop it. I mean, occasionally eat the cookies.
Chocolate chip cookie mean whole lot to me. Hello. Me not want to make this butter cookie feel bad. Cowabunga! This gingerbread cookie, very important too.
You got to treat yourself every once in a while. But it's a daily battle for me where I'm constantly thinking about eating. Mom asks me, what do you want for dinner? Where do you want to go eat? And I'm like, anywhere. It really doesn't matter. You just take me to a restaurant, I'm going to find food. Just don't try to feed me a vegetable. That's where we're going to have a problem.
For me, that's during the time of the month when I'm like feeling very snackish. I'm like, oh, I'm about to get my period, because I'm like, French fries, give me it all, So it's like wanting to snack and
it was down to talk about our periods during Diva Talk.
maybe it's a menopause thing, because I've noticed I have been really food obsessive the last year and a half. Maybe it's because I'm consistently like I'm on my period consistently. Those hormones are constantly flowing. Maybe it is a hormone thing.
Well, I think it's also because, I've not had a food addiction. Like, I could never be bulimic because I hate throwing up. And I couldn't go the opposite way of not eating because I love food too much. And I feel like the thing that I'm really trying to pay attention to now is like what you said. Like, I'm not a breakfast girl. I don't really care unless it's like, someone's going to make me like turkey bacon and some toaster waffles and some egg whites, I'll eat that. But like during the week, I'm like, nah, breakfast. So, but I have to have something because I go hiking. I go up. So I eat some nut butter before going up and drink a lot of water. And then I have an orange when I'm up there. And then when I come down, I have a protein shake. I mean, I don't know if that's the greatest, but I do feel like it's better than like not eating. It's better than skipping a meal, or it's better than having some kind of sugary, doughy, carby, whatever. Or I get so hungry by lunchtime that I'm like, And I think I think going back to why our eating habits have changed, I feel like a lot of it has to do because you're working from home. I would bring a salad to work and eat my salad and have my little chicken that I put on. But now that I'm at home, like, open the fridge, what do I want today? I could make pasta, or, I could have, sandwich and corn chips. And I wouldn't eat that way if I was at the office. It's harder on a set. I do think they try to give you some healthy options, but there's always food lying around though too there. So it's tough to be like, not going to go get that bag of M&Ms or the Twizzler.
Sometimes you just need that sugar, because it's
and then
tired, so you're like, oh, give me that Coca-Cola, I don't know why. Like when I'm on set, that's when I crave like a Coke.
Yeah. Isn't that weird? I know, I do that too. I like never drink Coca-Cola products, and then there's like a certain time where I will, like it's on a set or something, I'll be like, I'll have it, and then I'll try to be good about it. I'll be like, I'll have a Diet Coke, which I think is far worse.
Give me the sugar. I just need a little to get.
Hey, give me some butt munch.
To get through it.
Exactly. So I think like my nutrition has modified. I think more about nutrition. I think, and kind of going back to your point, Mia, because we've joked about this before, you're like, I eat like a toddler, I think as you get older, you have to be, sort of wiser, like I'm getting to the age now where, multivitamins, I'm making more of my routine, and certain kinds of, vitamins, and, what kinds of protein shakes am I going to get? I'm not just going to put anything. I want a plant-based, doesn't have a lot of crap in it. I really want to be gentle with how my body is changing and working with it, as opposed to like, how it was 10 years ago where I could probably eat anything and it was fine. But now I'm like, ooh, I'll feel so good after that queso dip.
But you still gotta have the queso dip.
I know. I did have the queso dip this weekend because it was, football weekend. And again, if it's there,
queso.
It's football. You gotta have queso. And also, my husband's birthday is coming up, and a friend of mine asked, she said, I'm doing this cleanse. Do you want to do the cleanse with me? And I said, I'd love to, but not that weekend because I want to have birthday cake. I mean, let's just be real, like I can take care of myself, but I also want to have fun.
Absolutely.
So, that's the thing. Be gentle with yourself. Love yourself for who you are, no matter what shape, size, anything. And that includes a piece of clothing, what size clothing. And I think it's an inside out job, but also let's also make it an outside in job. Let's compliment one another more and embrace all the different shapes and sizes that we all are. And I think that's something that that's the last message I want to bring to the end of this conversation, is transforming body image one conversation at a time.
Changing those perceptions. We have to change our perception on how we're viewing it. I've changed my perception just in this conversation. I had some misconceptions before having this conversation, and I was concerned about it. So I was talking about it before, and I had a little bit of anxiety. I'm like, what if I get judgy because, you know, she's promoting being an ample figured girl, and here I am saying maybe that's not healthy. And I have to really stop and think about, just because I'm skinny doesn't mean I'm healthy.
Mhm.
And that's what our focus and our priority should be. Am I healthy? Emotionally, spiritually, and physically, am I healthy? And if you're healthy, size doesn't matter. Nothing else matters as long as you're healthy and happy. So thank you, Stacy, for coming on and having this conversation.
Yeah, thank you for, inviting me. And I hope, people watching this get to kind of see, maybe it's an alert of either like, ooh, I need to like be more gentle with myself, or like understanding it's a process. Cause I think for me, it's just like, I realized me just being me, it helped people feel inspired or encouraged to like be more fashionable, or like, and it's like realizing that sometimes, like, us just embracing who we are inspires others to do the same or want to take the steps towards that. So thank you for having me here.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
really hope that there's more little girls like you, Stacy, who can transform what that kid wrote in your yearbook like you did. So, I know it was hard to do, but I just hope that there's more little girls like you who can change that for themselves so they can grow up and be the beautiful being that you are. So thank you again.
Yeah.
Thank
That's
you.
really impressive. I just want to add one thing, because we keep saying we need to be more gentle with ourselves. We do need to be more gentle with ourselves, but we also, especially as women, we need to be more gentle with each other.
Mhm.
We
Yeah.
need to stop the judgment.
Yeah.